Hello creatures, Tim Kreitz here. Time for another Tim Kreitz adventure. Today we're going to look at another roadside oddity from America's past. We're in search of the Muffler Man. Stick around. If you are over about 30 years old or so, or maybe even younger, there's a really good chance that you have seen one or more of the Muffler Men in your life. These were huge fiberglass advertising statues that between the early 60s and the early 70s were produced by a company called International Fiberglass out of California. In fact, a lot of these statues were and still are in California, those who survived. But they were a huge feature along Route 66, a big feature in Texas, and in fact, there's probably more of them surviving in Texas than anywhere else, or at least as many as are in California. They were all built by this guy named Steve Deschue, who by all accounts was a really smart guy, or actually who really is a smart guy, I should say, because he's still alive and doing well as far as I know. He's probably in his mid-70s by about now. He's one of these guys that made himself a multi-millionaire by the time he was in his 30s, and he came up with a lot of quirky ideas and a lot of quirky businesses that actually ended up making a bunch of money, one of which was these fiberglass advertising statues. He built one for a certain company whose name and type I can't remember right off the top of my head, but saved the molds, and since he had rights to the statue, continued to produce them for businesses and companies all across the US. And they were conformed through the same molds into several variations. There was the lumberjack, who was also known as the Muffler Man, and that's the most popular one. It's the big, slim, sort of muscular guy with a beard. You used to see them holding a muffler or an axe, a hatchet of some kind, a variety of objects. And muffler shops used to love having these. In fact, the town where I was born and grew up for the early part of my life, San Angelo, Texas, has one of these. And if I do a second part to this and make it a series, I'll go to San Angelo and show you the other one, because it's the Paul Bunyan lumberjack model, the one that's most popular. But the one that we are going to see today is in the small town of Lamesa, Texas, and it's a female version of the Muffler Man. They did two versions of the female. One was called the Uniroyal Gal and was used primarily for selling tires back in the 60s. She was in two variations. She was in a bikini and she was in a dress. And I think that what you did was back then you would buy the bikini version, and if you wanted to, you could put the dress on her. She looks very much like Jackie Kennedy, because the sculptor who came up with the mold had sort of a weird, creepy obsession with Jackie Onassis. Anyhow, so they all kind of look like her. There's a tire company here in this little town I'm going to that has one of the Uniroyal Gals, and I believe it's been painted to look like a cheerleader from the local high school. So we'll be there in just a few minutes and we'll look around and see if we can find it. The sun is going down on a hot 100+ degree West Texas day, and maybe we'll get lucky and get there during the golden hour and the cinematic video will look really groovy. It's a neat little town. Little cobblestone brick streets and whatnot. Kind of neat. I'm looking for Dallas Street. It's so awesome that they don't have any street signs. Guess we'll just keep driving around until we find what we're looking for. There she is. That is so awesome. Guys doing? Those guys loved my bike, man. I'll let you guys in on a little secret. If you ever go to small town America, especially small town West Texas by yourself, don't ride a sport bike. That's not the way to get people to give you a smile and a wave. It's a good way to get a frown and possibly yelled at. Of course, I guess that's the same all over. There's something about a British bike. People love seeing these things. That's fine with me because I love riding this one. Well, the whole golden hour thing didn't quite work out. For one thing, I thought the statue was on the other side of the road, and I thought the evening sun would be illuminating it. Instead, it was in shadow, but I think the footage will turn out all right, and the stills will certainly be doctorable if they lack color. But with that, I think I'm gonna put a capper on another episode of Tim Kreitz Adventures and make the 1 hour ride home as it finally starts to cool off a little bit. Just kind of relax and enjoy the ride. Thank you guys so much for tuning in as always. Look forward to seeing you on the next one, man. We got SCMM coming up in Palm Springs really quickly, and I look forward to meeting as many of you as possible who I have not yet met, and I'm also looking forward to seeing everybody again. It's going to be such a great time. Until then, God's blessings upon you, and may everything go your way, and we'll see you on the next episode. Bye-bye.